Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate CNFT. Mike, aka Mr. Ultimate, here today, and we're talking about Order of the Kraken. We're going to be doing a deep dive on this project. We're going to be showing you around everything you need to know, getting ready for the upcoming mint on March 31st. That is a whitelist mint. It's running for 2 days, and it switches over to the public. I will have all that information for you. This is a project that I am very excited about. Also, full disclosure, I am very much invested into this project. I've got a full set of the family crests. I've got my talisman. I've got a couple jars of dirt, and I will be minting this pirate mint coming up starting on the 31st of March. Now, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate your guys' support. We've got a lot of things to share. This is a very in-depth project, and I'm excited to share the details with you. So let's go check it out. First, before we do that, huge shout out to the founders. Thank you guys so much. What a great donation you have contributed to my channel for the making of this video. We've got 35 whitelists to give away for this upcoming pirate whitelist mint. Also, they've given us a total of 10 post-minted pirates to be given away. That's a huge value, guys. It's well over 2,000 ADA that we're giving away. That's all for the Tier 3 paid subscription membership club members. If you want to know more about that, I'll tell you a little bit about it at the end of this video. But for right now, oh yeah, let's just get after it. Let's go. All right, everybody, let's go jump into this Git book here. This is the white paper version 1.0, all things Order of the Kraken. This is a very in-depth project, so please do your own research as well as some of what I'm doing because I can't cover all of it in one video. There's just too much going on. Also, at the end of this video, we're going to try and jump into the Discord, and I'll be showing you a couple of the announcements on how to take advantage of being able to mint some of these pirates by owning some of the assets, getting automatic whitelists to that. I'll share all that with you, but for right now, this is an overview of the project. Again, do your own research. Too much going on to do in one video, but we're going to come along and just jump right in here. All right, so the first part here is the main sale. The introduction. Order of the Kraken is foremost a unique end-of-the-world futuristic pirate-themed NFT collection built on the Cardano blockchain. In my personal opinion, it's about time somebody came in here and did a really awesome pirate-themed project. I think it's fantastic. I'm in love with pretty much everything they're developing here, and that's one of the reasons I'm excited to share it with you guys. Our NFT collection and the pirate project as a whole draws inspiration from the romance of the golden age of piracy and blends it with a completely fictional and futuristic world created by the founders and to be finally shaped by the OTK community. Our vision is initially for early project participants to have the opportunity to collect and curate a variety of NFTs that represent different aspects of the pirate world. The NFT collection aims not only to be visually stunning, which in my personal opinion it is, but also to build a rich, pirate-themed immersive experience supported by a continuous and expanding narrative that will allow project participants to engage, compete, and eventually help build a game world far beyond just the initial collection of NFTs. The ultimate ambition of the project is to release an MMORPG game with a distinct play-to-own dynamic. So the gamify, the project at its core and the following pillars. The initial NFT assets will form the baseline to enable project participants to undertake voyages of discovery for treasure, artifacts, and ultimately to be rewarded with pieces of 8, the project's in-game utility token. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a bit. The gamify elements of the project are aimed to provide participants with a sense of ownership and control over the various elements of the project and eventually the game and its economy. It is through these gamify elements in conjunction with direct utility of the NFTs that the project will seek to offer potential real-world rewards through game asset ownership and take aim to make the gamified experience more engaging and enjoyable for participants. The community here plays an important part in the project, and the participants will join in one of the 12 pirate families to complete, unlock lore, artifacts, and other treasures, which will have a direct effect on voyages and ultimately reward distribution levels at the later stages of the project's development. The project is to form the Brethren Court to support its community governance ambitions and to allow the community to have a direct impact and influence on the development of the project from the early stages. I'm going to pause right there because I really like the ability to be able to do that. This is the project that if you're very deep into it, the more involved you in and on it, the more you get to be a part of how it kind of shapes and turns out. And they've done a really good job so far this in the community. The people who love this project really love this project. It takes a little bit of time to get involved and to wrap your mind around what's going on, but this is not just your stamp cookie cutter project. There's so much to be involved in, and I really do like that. Some people aren't into those kinds of things, but the people who are, this is absolutely the kind of project where you can sink into and have a lot of fun with. I think it's great to have these projects in the space because it gives people the opportunity to be like, you know what, maybe I'm not the widest investor out there, but I really like this. And it gives you the opportunity to be very entertained. And obviously they're creating things for the future and opportunities, because we all know that we're here for opportunity. We all like to make a little bit of money. We all like to stack ADA and do well and have fun doing it. So in my personal opinion, this project really targets that kind of an audience, and it's really good to see people do a good job and work hard towards those goals. All right, as we continue here, let's stop and take a little bit of a look into the figurehead, because it plays an important role as we continue on. The project will, through its NFTs and other elements, continuously build the narrative and backdrop as the centerpiece against which the project will be set. There's a nice visual of that figurehead. So what are figureheads? As an essential part of any pirate ship, the figurehead leads the way, as our lore and narrative will continuously lead and be interwoven in every aspect of the project. There's a little bit to read about there. Basically, the world as it hasn't been known ceases to exist. These pirates are having a resurgence here. The pirate way of life, all has been but eradicated. It's about to be restored and even celebrated. A new battle for universal dominance has begun. Those below the waves have other ideas. So there's a lot of hint stuff going on here. And of course, who controls the gold makes the rules. Onto the captain's cabin. You can read a lot about basically the people behind it. We'll take a little brief look right here. All right, so a little bit about the capitans behind this project. The OTK is founded by two brothers with a vision who collectively have decades of experience in managing large-scale enterprises, in addition to experience in the fields of law, finance, cybersecurity, payments, web, graphics, and UX design. So with a wide-ranging experience of its founders allows OTK to be run predominantly as an in-house NFT business with the tech and blockchain minting support managed by Anvil Development Agency. So minting with Anvil, there's a bunch of information here about them and what they're basically good at IRL, which is backing up a project. You love to see those kinds of things. It's not just a couple of kids in their basement drawing up some fun stuff. This is a very in-depth project. Pause anytime and read here. We're going to move on to the main mast, and I'm going to read a lot of this to you guys because this actually speaks to me personally, and I love to give my personal takes on the projects that I'm not only invested in, but that I bring to share with you guys right here. Oh yeah, on Ultimate CNFT. So the main mast. Why pirates? The pirate philosophy. Pirate philosophy refers to the beliefs and values held by pirates, particularly those who lived during the golden age of piracy in the 17th and 18th centuries. So blending the old, historical stuff with a future kind of lore added to it makes for a great story. These beliefs were heavily influenced by the social and economic conditions of the time, as well as the harsh realities of life at sea. Many pirates were former sailors and privateers who turned to piracy as a means of escaping the rigid hierarchy and oppressive conditions of naval service. A lot of people paint pirates out to be the bad guys, but a lot of them were actually just, looking for a better opportunity in life. Can you blame them? As such, the pirate philosophy often emphasized individual freedom. I love it. Equality amongst crew members and mutual aid. I'm going to read this quote here. This is from the actual Blackbeard, the real person. His name was Edward Teach. Damn you. You are a sneaking puppy and so are all those who will submit to be governed by laws which rich men have made for their own security. Very much like the world where we live in now. If you understand how things work, and that's just how it works. So pirates and crypto. Let's get into this because I like pirates and I like crypto. So let's continue on and read a little bit about this here. Pirate philosophy and crypto, while not directly related, most obviously, given that crypto is a modern technology and a pirate philosophy developed centuries ago, there are, however, some similarities between the two. They both have a deeply entrenched emphasis on individual freedom, a community-focused decentralization, and the rejection of traditional power structures. Let's skip down right here. Additionally, the idea of creating a parallel economy outside of the traditional financial system can be seen as a form of rebellion. It's kind of why I guess the governments are trying to stamp down right now, right, on crypto, or a defiance of authority, which is also a core aspect of pirate philosophy. I love that these guys are actually taking what they know about crypto, what they love about pirates, and they're blending it and they're making a project out of it, and it's absolutely fantastic. There's so much fun things coming down the pipe. I'm super excited to be a part of this project. That's just my personal take, you guys. And of course, a lover of crypto NFTs, this kind of blends in perfectly with me as well. I resonate very much with what's being built here. Let's go on to the helm. All right, so the helm. Whilst still in very early stages of development, listed here are some of the high-level aspirations of the project. So we'll scan through some of these guys before moving on, bringing me to the horizon, the Brethren Court, the market of Tortuga. That's pretty cool. A project owned and operated in-game marketplace for trading NFTs, treasures, and tokens to allow participants to trade and exchange valuable in-game items and resources in support of the overall project and game economy. That's going to be fun once that's built out. I like to take part in those kinds of things. It just brings the community together even more and gives you a lot of opportunities to kind of maybe upgrade or maybe get rid of what you have, selling it, staking these tokens. There's a lot of opportunity in these kinds of platforms. Educational platform, a graphic novel, brand recognition, of course, GameFi. To combine the fun and excitement of gaming and the potential to own, manage, and trade valuable game assets. These activities are to include mini games, treasure hunts, voyages of discovery, and ultimately competing with other participants to unlock treasury, lore, and artifacts. That's going to be a lot of fun. The rewards earned through these activities are intended to be used to purchase in-game items, access special features and experiences, or where possible to be traded on cryptocurrency exchanges for real-world value. There's a lot of potential there. If they build that out correctly, that could be a lot of fun and obviously valuable to engage in as well. Non-custodial staking platforms, they're going to be developing their own. They're not going to be using someone else's. I think that's pretty cool as well. It's very ambitious, but again, it keeps everything in-house, and I really like to see that. There's a lot of incentive to continue to build as they continue to develop their project. Project tokens and in-game currency. Let's read up a little bit about this right here. To allow participants to buy and sell items, and also to provide access to special in-game features, events, as well as provide internal and external utility for the project. The project is considering creating its own token, being that a bespoke token designed with the project's ambitions in mind will bring additional flexibility and use cases that may not be available when only using ADA. Moving on to the Pirate Code, I want to highlight a couple things here. So they're talking about having very open transparency, fairness, ownership, security, environmental responsibility, legal compliance. There's a bunch of things you guys can read here as part of DYORing, community building, so on and so forth. I will say this, they are emphasizing always growing this project, not just kind of reaching an internal level of development and engagement, but always looking to go outside of OTK to bring people into the project to consistently grow. I love that they've highlighted that several times along this journey as well. Let's go to some of these links here because you can basically take a look at a lot of the interviews they've done. They were on Atlantic's podcast, which is great. While at Wednesday Twitter Space, NFA Twitter Space, those guys can be pretty brutal sometimes. ADA Twitter Space, and oh yeah, I've got to say, we are going to basically be having the first post-mint founder interview of the founders right here on UltimateCNFT. So come on and stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe, you guys, if you haven't done that already. You know we give away a lot of stuff here on this this channel. It's a lot of fun, but I love engaging with the project founders themselves and bringing them on here. So I'm very honored to have them here. They're going to be on here for that post-mint pirate interview. It's going to be really great. Let's move on here a little bit to some of the roadmaps and the milestones. You can kind of pause along here and read for yourself. I just do want to highlight that skirting through this is a good way to really get an in-depth overview of the project yourself. You can take a look at basically what they've checked off already, kind of where they're heading, you know, in these next turnarounds of events that have to be accomplished here, using ADA Anvil to mint the whole way, which is really cool. On the distribution of the Kraken was their first mint. You can read up on how to basically get all your reservations for the pirate and the upship coming up drops, which is great. As well as the Obsidian Kraken. There's kind of a difference between the two of them right there. It highlights all those things you can find out with all of these projects that are already minted. You can see them all on JPEG Store, the action, all that fun stuff. We will save that for another video, another day. The second drop, which was the distribution of the 4K total of the family crests. I minted a bunch of these myself. I ended up completing the whole set. Plus got a couple extra ones so you can mint those extra pirates, which is really fun to do. The collection's been great. The art has been fantastic. Let's keep moving on to phase 2. Which is where we're at currently. So the 1st of January through the 30th of April. This is your objective right here, to provide the project with its core identity PFP, launch the project and in-game currency 8, and continue to build the world and backstory of the project. So they've got a lot of things to accomplish in this quarter. Implement the treasure hunt phase 2 and phase 3. Additional campaign, the Jar of Dirt, which we've already minted those. It was only a 58 a mint. You can get some free mints out of these if you guys know how to search for the right ones on JPEG Store. The Jar of Dirt assets, all of the things that you can look at with the numbers there, getting discounts on the upcoming mints, so on and so forth. The NFT staking phase 1, which is in development, the tokenomics phase 1, which is also in development, and the maps token, the maps, which will passively generate for holding pirate NFTs, as well as talking about the pieces of 8, the initial drop to the community, earned as treasure through voyages, liquidity pool rewards, general utility, and in-game token cosmetics. We got the release of the versions of the Liar's Dice, which is in development. The second drop, which is the pirate NFT. I want to talk a little bit about this because that's what's coming up here next on the 31st of March. Estimated to be delivered at the end of quarter 1. They just barely made it at the end of quarter 1, so ticking all those boxes and the timelines, which is always great to see when people have a history of completing these kinds of things. So the pirate mint will consist of the following: 12 family-based one-of-one mints, one of one for each family, which is going to be basically known as the family kings. Those are going to be very highly sought after and probably very expensive NFTs. On the secondary, we got the pirate lords, the captains, the quartermasters, first mate, carpenter, helmsman, and Powder Monkey. That's very interesting. Each class will be allocated skills and attributes: fortune, resilience, navigation, 7% royalties on the secondary payable to project treasury, which is great. If you want to look into the Brethren Court here, you guys, it's pretty much in development, so you can kind of stay on top of that as they come out with the version 2.0. The project governments, basically, it talks about the consisting of the 7 pirate lords, 2 standing pirate lords, being founders of the 5 community members voted in by the gold Kraken holders. So holding those gold Krakens gives you a lot of incentive to be very involved in the development of this project. I love the way they have set that up. There's a little bit more information about the pirate lords, the community treasury, raising funds for the OTK community treasury, allocating funds resources to align with overall project development objectives. Again, they're being very transparent with what they're doing with all of these project funds. Starting off with the staking platform, there are parts of OTK that are still under development, and of course they're just developing these things as they move on, really kind of rounding out all of the things they still have in the future. They have their work cut out for them, I will tell you that. This is a lot of work to do, and I think it's very in-depth the way they explain these things. You're feel free to stop this at any point. If you want to read these things, whether you're watching my video or whether you want to just jump right in here, all the links to everything you're going to need to know will be in the description box below, just so you guys know if you really do want to stop and pause, especially to read up on some of the things that are coming. Let's continue on. Same thing with the Liar's Dice. It is in development. There's a big, you can see, robust system they're going to be building here. It's going to be a fun kind of a mini game within the features of the actual project itself. Moving on as well, the tokenomics and the treasury information. They've got a lot of tokenomics to be building out. You can see here coming up in a second. They're going to highlight some of those things. The project economics. So they've taken these things very seriously. The economics of a token, how it works, what the utility is, the scarcity, the distribution, the vesting, the burn, buyback, price stability, token governance, token interoperability. It's a lot of things to consider when you bring something like this to light for an in-game economy, basically, because building an in-game economy is a big undertaking. The distribution, of course, is in development as well. The total fixed supply of 8, it's all right there for you guys to read. 1 billion tokens will be the total project treasury, staking and rewards games. OTK ecosystem fund, they've got it all broken down for those of you who are math people and numbers people. It's always good to get to know basically the details of the numbers involved with creating an ecosystem, such as the treasury management. There's a lot of management that takes place in these kinds of things. Again, you can pause this at any time and read. I'll scroll back up for you there. If you want to pause here, you can pause there. Moving on to the phase 3 in development. So the 31st of May, which is coming up right after the drop of the Pirate Mint, through the 30th of September. So the objective is to provide the project with its second core NFT asset and open the black market of Tortuga and expand on merchandising elements linked to a project as a whole and mini games. The OTK marketplace, the black market of Tortuga, minted with Anvil. The project plans to develop its own standalone marketplace for its digital assets, and it's envisioned that the project of token 8 or ADA can be used in the purchase of existing or future digital assets made available by the project. And a little bit as well about the third drop, the Pirate Ship NFT coming up. That's at a future date. We'll reveal those things and talk about those things right here on the channel as well. The distribution total matches the number of pirate mints that are coming up here on the one that we're minting in a couple weeks. The price will be about similar, 185 to 258 a mint range. The whitelist status can be checked, of course, along the way. The pirate shipment will consist of the following: some variations, some legendaries, epics, rares, commons, of course, 12 mythical ships being one of one. That's going to be fun. The 3D high-resolution customizable captain's cabin. I think with the graphics they've used so far, I think people are going to be very visually entertained with this whole journey that they're going to be continuing to develop with these pirate ship NFTs. Legendary Golden Age pirate ships named to be used for the mythic one-of-one mints, of course, Black Pearl probably being the most legendary of them all. Queen Anne's Revenge, you can see this list right here, consists of actual historical pirate ships that we all kind of know and love, especially if you're a pirate enthusiast, kind of like myself. Now let's talk a little bit about what is already out there on the market to take a look at and how you take advantage of owning these, especially coming up before the main mint, which is the Pirate Mint that we're talking about. So the Kraken Talisman is the first in the collection and consisted of 75 gold and 175 obsidian. I've got myself a couple of these, basically so I can get all the whitelists that I need and be, in the ground floor of this developing project here. That's just my personal take investment strategy and what I've done thus far. There's only a total of 250 of these. The gold ones carry a pretty high premium, but you get a lot with that as well. As referred to above, the talisman has a number of attributes which are important for the aspects of the project, namely the family, the background, and the compass. The 3 key elements in the future to bear in mind are the fortune, the resilience, and the navigation. The attributes, including the gems of the Kraken, will will affect each of these elements. You can pause and read up a little bit more about that here. Let's go on to the pirate family crests. Building an entire set of these can be very advantageous. I got lucky. I minted so many of these. I ended up minting a full set, and I actually bought, sold, and traded some of these, and it was quite profitable, and it was really fun to build these, and there's a lot of advantages. So the 12 pirate families of legend. We also learned from the archive that the OTK was in fact made up of the bloodlines of now the ancient pirate families. Following this discovery, the project released its second NFT, the Family Crest. The total distribution of the pirate family crest was 4,000 and released as follows: 1,000 as a free claimable mint, so they did give a lot of things away for free, which is really great to see, and a 3,000 at the price of 45 ADA. That was a really good mint. These got up to like over 400 floor at one point as people were chasing making these sets, so it's nice to see that these guys gave everybody a really good head start to get a chance to mint some of these. And if you're with the project as it's developing along, it's really great to get in basically as early as you can, because you get these opportunities. Instead of, like, say some of those people were coming in there, they were building their sets, they were spending 300-400 ADA to pick up some of these when you could have been minting them for 45 ADA. So just a little take on my personal view of how to get involved with the project early and stay with them is most advantageous when they're building such a long development like we're looking at here with OTK. The pirate family crests have the following attributes: various family crests to tie up with the pirate family names, match a rarity of family with talisman family distribution rarity. There's the distributions right there. The group community members into the families, foster competition between the families, which is a lot of fun. Matching family crest and the Krakens with the whitelist bonus, so making it integrated with that aspect as well. All 12 family crests NFT free bonus. You can find out all this information right here, as well as being on the Discord. The family crest is the key required for staking platform and token distribution. Keep that in mind as you're basically making these sets here. Secret tied into the family crest and linked into the treasure hunt. And of course, we cannot forget the jar o' dirt. I applied to join the Order of the Kraken. All I got was a jar o' dirt. These things are actually pretty cool. So some of the utility, the jar o' dirt will be discoverable through the treasure hunt process with a total supply of 1,600, having 4 variations. And here's some of the variations right there, what you can get with the discounted rates and some of the free mints. Those are actually pretty valuable. And their limits, I like the fact that they have changed this. So there are no longer any wallet limits or restrictions in terms of the whitelist structure for the pirate main mint or the ship supply main mint, because when I was with these guys early on, it was a little bit confusing, to be honest with you, as to what we could do and what we couldn't do and how we had to split them up, and they've just completely removed all those things. They listen to the community. It shows to me that this is a project who has the mind of developers who understand, hey, we're here to serve our community. We listen to you guys. To me personally, UltimateCNFT, I look for these kinds of things, and I really am glad to see this from a user perspective, from my own perspective as someone who is excited and is minting this project. That was a huge checklist for me. So there's also the evolving NFTs, the evergreen utility. Let's go take a look at actually some of how you can whitelist with some of these things, because there used to be limits, but now that they're not, you can kind of structure this the way you want. You can pause and read any of these the way you would like to right here. But I wanted to highlight this by coming down here. So the Talisman Kraken, there you go. The Gold Kraken, 2 times Pirate Whitelist and 2x Ship Whitelist. Obsidian Kraken, there's 1 of each, so it's cut in half. Now the family crest, collect a family crest with a family trait as your talisman family trait. Then you get an additional 1 whitelist for the pirate and 1 whitelist ship NFT. Collect 2 family crests from the same pirate family, and you get 1 whitelist and 1 whitelist as well for the ship. Collect all 12 family crests, 1 free pirate NFT mint, and 1 free pirate ship. Now on to the lore. We are not going to go over that in this video. There is so much going on, but I'm going to highlight that for you. I implore you to spend some time reading this. It's a lot of fun. It's very well developed. It's very intricate, and we can skim through some of these things here, but you could also pause the video if you like. But I do think you should come here and check out some of that for yourself. We got the collapse, the end of the world, talking about the story as to how it came about. Some of that artwork is absolutely incredible, if you ask me. The archive, the hidden knowledge. As we continue on, you can see how well thought out this is and how much time they really put into the development of the story behind this. And the gamification that is coming and all the things that are developing, the marketplace. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing how somebody fulfills all of these huge goals. Like I said in the beginning, this is a very in-depth project, you guys. There's no joking around here. The pirate families, there's 12 of them, and I think there's actually a 13th that they've already hinted about that's going to be coming out. Some of the information here on Blackbeard's treasure. You guys are gonna have to read this all for yourself for the sake of this video, but look at all this literature here. So much to know, so much to sink yourself into. I mean, gosh, it just goes on and on and on. For those of us who like to play and seek after the treasure, this is going to be a lot of fun. Continuing on, the gateway to the treasure. You guys can pause this anytime and go ahead and read that yourself. And let's go see what's going on here with the island. With the treasure hunters finally back on the trail, the words of the gateway to the treasure lies within the families. So all these things tie in together. There's nothing that's done here that's just kind of off on its own, even down to the missing page. Read up on that, you guys. A lot of fun information, of course, more fun graphics to look at as well. Highlighting one last time the jar of dirt, which does not have simply the benefits that you have right now with getting those free mints. I would hang on to these jars of dirt, not financial advice. None of the things I do or talk about here are financial advice, you guys, but knowing as much as you possibly can about everything that's involved with an NFT, with a project like this, knowing is half the battle. Proof right here in the literature. Not just any jar of dirt will do. Some ones were rumored to have a number of mystical qualities aside from it unlocking secrets in the treasure hunt, and that will bestow upon holders certain privileges. There's a whole bunch more. Even just as simple a breakdown onto the jar of dirt is very, very complex. We're gonna go hit the Discord here. I'm gonna show you guys a few things around before we end this video. There is also the unknown. What thing I do want to highlight is that they're very pro Cardano. And I like that because it's educating people along the way. It's not just building a project, it's also providing education. You can see all of this here for yourself, you guys, even down to some of the crypto wallets that are involved. I do like to give them a lot of props in this regard because this is education. Some of what I do on this channel is very educationally involved. And so seeing these guys even come down to talk about crypto wallet security, I love this project. I love the way these founders are developing this. They're putting so much time. Even if you just look at the time that they put into this white paper version that we're breaking down here, so much going on, you guys. Even how to get ADA. I mean, come on now. The legal information, there's company legal information, you know, and project purpose, all these fun things to go, the nature of NFTs. Again, not surface level. Nothing here is surface level. Let's go ahead and jump into that Discord and I'll show you guys how to become a member of this community. Those links are all again in the description box below. Let's go check it out right now. All right, so here's a look at the Discord, you guys. We've got 6,237 members. This team has been consistently growing since I first peeked in on them. They were about under the 2K mark, and it's been a nice, slow, organic growth. They've been very engaging, a lot of Twitter spaces, a lot of ways for them to just go out there and showcase what they're building here. There's a lot of people that I trust in this space when I go and I look into this project. People are very excited about it. Now, I like this post. We're going to wrap this up by just sharing this post with you because we all know that we're in the middle of some serious stuff going on in the NFT space. We got March Madness. Everyone's been calling it March Madness because some of the greatest projects of the year have basically been minting in this month. It's been pretty crazy, but I like the way that they've go ahead and give these some more opportunities to give stuff away to the community. And let's just go ahead and share that. So ahoy mateys, we got some good stuff here coming up. March Madness is almost upon us. Yes, the pirates are coming. Pirate main mint 31st, rounding up March Madness with the OTK mint. 48-hour whitelist only mint, then 24 hours of a public mint. I think there's around about 1,000 left for the public, so 4,000 are going to be whitelist. The majority of it, 4/5 of this project are on the whitelist, so it does pay to try to go ahead and get as many of these as you possibly can if that's what you're targeting for this project. The main mint of the pirates, only the pirates minted over the PMM weekend and retained until the end of the weekend. Snapshot will be eligible to take part in the limited distribution of the assets related to the 13th pirate family. Remember, I hinted about that. These will be 300 family Crest free airdrop claim floor, 500 ADA, 5 gold Kraken free claim / airdrop floor, 3.5K, 10 obsidian Kraken free claim. Look at that, the floor on all these guys. They're giving a lot of stuff away, 160K plus ADA in the value back to the community in this mint with eligibility for the first token airdrop claim of the Order of the Kraken and entry into the staking platform. Take care of your ADA. Savvy? OTK. It's time.